Welcome to another episode of the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Thank you for tuning in. Samoans talking about sports, Charger and Raider fan. Usually breaking down the NFL, but we got a lot of different sports stuff going on. We're going to be talking about the Raiders. We're going to be talking about college football. Nico Iamaleava, released from Tennessee.
With you, Nico.
Yeah, we stand with Nico. Go to USC. We got
that's not
the NBA. We got NBA playoffs coming up. We got WrestleMania this weekend. We got Fautasi's probably. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday. The Fautasi race for American Samoa Flag Day.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff going on that we're going to be talking about this episode. We thank you for tuning in to the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Definitely support the Patreon, subscribe to the YouTube, the Polytickin Network. Search that up, follow, ring the bell, so you know when we're dropping new videos, either for here on the Ballinesian Podcast, the Polytickin Podcast, Pacifica Movie Starter Kit, or any of the new material that we got coming out for you guys here on the network. We are sponsored by Levasa Island Apparel. Shout out to Brother Eri, who's down in San Mateo with Pie Fest just this last weekend, along with the Via Dolorosa Youth dance group and the Steam Fair. Shout out to Pie Fest also for collaborating with a bunch of different vendors and really showing different things that people can do, whether it's science, technology, arts. So yeah, that was dope to see. We're looking forward to seeing Eri release some more content about how the Steam Fair went. He said he was super busy though. Didn't get to go around and have fun and look at the other stuff because his booth just had so many people coming through. He was dropping game and printing stuff.
PD dropped I think he got a few clips out. Nothing long yet. I'm pretty sure he's editing a lot of the stuff that he filmed and took pictures of, but I know Eri said him and PD were kind of looking to hang out, at first. Maybe they didn't think they were going to be too busy, but those two dudes, if you meet them, it's hard not to want to gravitate towards them and talk whatever. But if you want to talk shop too, about what they do, PD with the media, the filming, and how he's giving back to the kids every chance he gets, giving them a skill that they wouldn't likely be able, wouldn't be available to them in some of those places, and he's giving back to them. And then Eri dropping knowledge on the clothing, the brand game, how to get your t-shirts out there, how to go about going maybe through a third party or just doing it yourself, and
game.
Once you guys, once you get around them, man, you get that feeling man, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick around and just hang out. For there's been times where I forgot what I was doing. I'm supposed to be somewhere, and I'm over there 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, and I'm over here talking to Eri and Lance, and same with PD. So yeah, man, those guys are great, and I'm glad they were busy. But if you guys are one of those people that went to the pie fest and were disappointed because there wasn't a whole bunch of pies there, I feel you. I found out that I was like, man, pies too? And he was like, no, it's
pies too.
Oh, okay. But that's even cooler. But I'm sad now. But it's okay. It was I seen some of the clips from other people that were there. It looked amazing. So
yep. Pie Fest, Pacific Islanders, encouraging fun, engineering, science, and technology. That is dope. And they've been, I think this was the 4th annual Steam Fair. And we've known about it, heard about it, seen these clips for the last 4 years. So it's dope to see how it's growing. Thousands now. Or maybe more than 1,000. I think it was 1,200.
Something like that.
Pacifica by Design was the MCs. Yeah, Naki and Carl and them. That was dope to see those clips and stuff. But just a real big coming together in the community for the youth is dope. So we're looking forward to seeing more from that. And definitely, Eri and PD, real ones, real workers, and dropping real game whenever they can, which is cool. It's not gatekeeping over here. If we can help you, that's definitely something that
we don't even have gates around here, yo.
The fale is open all around.
Right. Right. We had no gates on it. We don't have no pies either, but that's all right. No gates, no pies. You still rolling.
Yeah, so definitely check out Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com, or definitely follow their Instagram, le_basa, LE_VASA, on Instagram, on TikTok. Follow for the latest, the greatest that they're putting out there.
Hey,
All
boy, I
right.
thought you was about to start rapping. I thought you was like FABO. Hello. Fabulous.
I've been thinking about writing. Oh, it's
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
Just listening to music
It's
and like,
hard out here for here.
yeah, find it, Shelby. Find it. Find it. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, we're gonna reconnect you and Will, man, so we can,
Yeah, shout out to brother Will.
hell
Uh,
yeah.
don't ask. All right, here we go. We are into the sports right now. Raiders announced that. Well, not the Raiders. Adam Schefter announced that Raiders defensive end, $1 million man, Max Crosby, is now the assistant general manager at his alma mater, Eastern Michigan University. Assistant general manager for a college team. Him and Crosby and his wife have been really big in giving back to his alma mater, Eastern Michigan. So this is like a new trend, right? Where general managers are needed. There have been some big names. Steph Curry is like an assistant GM for Davidson for the basketball program there. With Max Crosby, Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj. He's the GM at St. Bonaventure, his alma mater. Like that's what he's doing now instead of like dropping Woj bombs.
I'm sorry, but there's look, the other two dudes, if I saw your name and they were recruiting me, like, man, hell yeah, I might go there. But if someone's like, hey, Woj popped up, it's like, yeah,
What?
I put
Disrespect.
I put Woj and Schefter in the same box, and I'm
You
going to
don't
throw
like Adam Schefter. I'm like, every time I have to go to Adam Schefter's page, I'm like,
hate that guy.
Forrest hates this guy. And I'm like trying to get the latest information.
And the next guy I hate now is Shams. Those guys, I hate those dudes.
You know, what is it with the insiders? They're just like nosy.
Yeah, nosy. Anyway, but yeah, so in 2023, Max and his wife donated $1 million to Eastern Michigan. And then so now that he's the assistant GM, he started a donation challenge. So anybody who's trying to donate, like especially alumni and people who are going to school, or anybody who wants to donate to Eastern Michigan, he will match your donation up to $100,000. So I mean, if there's a lot of people, like, I'm pretty sure not too many people are gonna be like, well, here's $100,000, match it. But if there are a couple people who put down $100,000, he's ready to match that. That's his donation challenge for Eastern Michigan.
And they're calling it the max match.
Right.
I thought it was 100 total. But then I was like, but he just gave $1 million a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So it's anyone who donates, he'll match it up to $100,000 per donation.
Yeah.
Oh man, the money's gonna be rolling through Eastern Michigan. Nice.
No, that's, and then I mean, so the trend now, like with these celebrities, I don't want to, not just celebrities, but bigger names like again, Max Crosby right now and Steph are the big names, and Woj, of course. Uh, they're faces that kids can recognize and come in when you're recruiting. I'm pretty sure they're not doing too much of the technical stuff, but you can
like
bring
film, like studying,
right,
and like, oh, we should go after these guys. This guy's got a good drop.
I'm sure
this guy's got a good.
Knowing those two though, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like they'll see people somewhere like kids, and if they take an interest in certain individuals, they might like try to sway the regular GM to recruit some of these guys. But for the most part, they're there to almost like a PR guy, So when they do have like maybe visits, they can be on campus, and
Max Crosby's at the table when you go into the interview.
Exactly. And yeah, man, it's great because a lot of kids will identify with these guys, especially like kids who come from like, maybe the same backgrounds as those guys, or even like maybe like for Woj, like because he's a journalist, kind of. Like if that's their, if I know what you're gonna say, if that's like their background, that can really help. Because believe it or not, some of these guys do actually like to go to schools that do school, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, it's a smart play by a lot of these colleges, and like you said, college sports is moving into a whole new era where they have to have GMs now because of the
Mm-hmm.
NIL deals
Right.
and like guys having agents now. So a GM basically is the same role as a pro team's GM, which again, um, Notre Dame they lost their GM. Well, USC stole their GM, and Chad
Wow.
Bowden, who's over there now, who's doing a fantastic job. He did a great job at Notre Dame. Of course, he's going to do a great job at USC. USC right now that Chad, I know it's not just Chad Bowden, but now that he's there, they do have the number one recruiting class for 2026 at the moment. So that's big. You know, just that shift, that change alone
Mm.
with him going over there and whatever he's implementing there that wasn't there before is doing really, really, really good wonders for USC.
Well,
Recruiting
the
wise for
as far
football.
as like the GM position, I thought it was like similar to athletic director, but AD is more like just overseeing the school's sports
Well,
and making sure that
right.
stuff is
He
good.
AD oversees the whole athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But so Chad Bowden again for USC oversees. He's the GM for the football team. You know,
Mm-hmm. Right. So specific team, and then the GM is like
right?
trying to get good players in. And now that we have money in college football and college
He's
sports
also
with the
looking for money
NIL,
for the team. Right,
you gotta fundraise, right, to build your
right,
kind of war chest of funds, and then you
right.
gotta like divvy those out like to good players, to players that fit your team. So it's like a whole new position for college sports, which used to
Definitely,
be like
definitely.
an amateur status, right? Like NCAA making billions of dollars off of these students and just saying,
Yeah,
just be glad you're getting a scholarship or something like that. Now that the money is into it, it's a lot more of a business. It's a lot more, like dollars, commas, decimal
it's
points.
yeah, no, definitely. The position itself, um, it's kind of an evolvement of the head recruiter. That's what it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So now they still have that position, but they had to make a position where this guy's not only overseeing recruitment, like he's the head recruiter or the recruiting manager. Now he's also the like he'll deal with the NIL deals and just basically what the GM does day-to-day operations now, player operations.
You used to have like coaches, right? Going and doing home visits,
Right,
right? Kind of
right.
like recruiting that way. And you'd have like the recruiting power. Like Nick Saban could like walk in, show his rings, tell his mom, tell the player's mom he's going to make sure to take care of him, do the electric slide at the little cookout. But now it's like dollars. Now
It is dollars.
it's
It is.
like it's cool. You can provide all these things. Oh yeah, you got a nice weight room. Okay, my son's gonna play. Get playing time, whatever, or work his way up. But now that the NIL there, it's like, well, how much money are you going to give us? So that's definitely
So
injecting cash into those
de-
situations.
yeah, definitely, but not to take away from like still actual recruiting because some of these kids like they might not be thinking about where they're going like that, like you said, just money. But the kids who are doing their research are thinking about style of play still, whether they fit into that offense or
Fit.
defense area, um, whether or not they're going to be able to be coached by these coaches, and again, a perfect fit for them. Um, for so I follow Notre Dame. Damn it. I follow Notre Dame pretty heavily. So
Mhm.
like Marcus Freeman, he still has to go in and he's a big recruiter. His whole thing when he became the head football coach at Notre Dame was he still wanted to be a recruiter like he was as the defensive coordinator. Like every he said that every player that we were going to recruit, he wanted to be the head recruiter with every player, which is
Oh
impossible for a
damn.
head coach. He tries, but it's I guess he figured out it was too hard. So he ends up putting a lot of really great recruiters on the staff. In fact, they lost one
Oh,
of their
okay.
best recruiters, Dalen McCullough, to the Raiders. He moved over to the Las Vegas Raiders. He was a running backs coach, and now he has the same job with the Raiders. And they went over and they poached Penn State's running back coach, who's probably like the second best running backs coach in the nation to Dalen McCullough, in Juan Sider. And now, he's got guys like that on his team recruiting because he has to be the head coach. So, I mean, there's still, and then a lot of the guys that they recruit now, if you listen to what they're picking, a lot of them is academics. Because Notre Dame, back in the day, it was so hard to like uh,
Who's picking
get
academics?
the students going to the student athletes that are going to like Notre Dame or Stanford or even Duke.
Like they
The
could go anywhere, but they want to make sure they go to also a good college.
academic standards are high at those schools.
Okay.
Not to say that they're not high at the other schools. So, like guys
Nah.
who, yeah, they're still like. I mean, Cooper Flag, he could have gone anywhere. He
But
picked
he
Duke,
went to Duke for
right? He went to
school.
Duke. Entrance into those schools are hard, and I know what people are going to say right now when they hear this. Well, schools they're gonna lax the rules for guys like that to come in and play because,
Exceptions.
right, not all. I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people just talk out the side of their neck, but uh, it was one of the problems Notre Dame had before with recruiting high profile players. Some of these guys couldn't get into to the school because the entrance exams were just the requirements to get into school were pretty high.
Damn.
And so like a lot of the the knock was they couldn't recruit in the South because those guys couldn't get into the school. So yeah, Tennessee, you guys. Anyway, um yeah, and so like the landscape of college sports in general has changed a lot. Now we see the position that they have now with the GM. Um Texas Tech has a really great GM down there with their football team. Of course, Oregon, whoever is the GM at Oregon is doing a great job for Dan
For
Lanning.
real.
Snitch. He's
Oh, let's talk about it. Okay. All right. So, also speaking of like the way that college football is changing, the GMs, the money, from the player side of it, you got players that feel more empowered, right? They know their worth, so to speak, as like, uh, high profile positions or high profile players that make a big difference, these game changers. We had one such incident happen this week, was really big. Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava from Long Beach,
yep.
from LA, um, signed a NIL deal with Tennessee when he was still in high school. I think he started getting payments when he was in high school.
He graduated early, so he was eligible to start getting paid
Nice.
as he graduated early. The deal was 8 million, and a lot of people thought like, damn, they're gonna pay 8 million a year. No, it was 8 million for the
For
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah,
So he was
so
getting
he's
$2 million a year.
yeah,
Some reports started happening just late this last week, that Nico's representatives were asking Tennessee to up his yearly from, like, I think at this point it was 2.8 up to an even
yeah.
$4 million a year. Um, this is like the second time that they brought it up. Reportedly, the first time Tennessee said, no, we're not going to pay you more than the 2 million whatever contract we already signed you to. Granted, this was a record-breaking deal when it happened because it was like the early years of the name,
Right,
image, and likeness,
right.
just passing. So it was a big-time deal then, but now you look, and Arch Manning is making like 6 million a year. Some of these other quarterbacks, the price has gone up, the market has gone up, right? So just like in the NFL, freaking quarterbacks are making $50 million a year, something that 5-10 years ago was ridiculous, unheard of compared to the salary cap. So Nico asked for $4 million, or Nico's representatives reportedly asked for $4 million. Tennessee says no again, and then Nico informs the offensive coordinator late Friday night that he's putting in his paperwork to enter the transfer portal. This is after no showing a Friday practice before the Tennessee's Saturday spring game. which just happened this last week. So Nico no shows to practice. The coaches are like, "What the heck?" And then it's reportedly about these negotiations for NIL raise. Then Friday night, Nico tells the offensive coordinator he's out. Saturday, the team announces that they plan to release Nico, right? So he's going to be able to enter the transfer portal and sign with another team. But this was after the spring game. The coach at Tennessee was like, no one's bigger than the team. They were the article I was reading. I was like, this guy's like,
mind you, that guy has switched 4 different teams.
Well,
he was at
no one
Tennessee
is bigger than the current team,
right? He was at Oklahoma, moved somewhere else, went back to Oklahoma. Now he's at Tennessee. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Lance.
Jobs. So now, right now, I mean, there are articles coming out about where Nico could possibly go. There are articles trying to cover the breakdown in communication, how this all happened. What are your first of all, I feel like we need to talk about. So that's what happened. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? How it's going to affect his future specifically? Because the goal is NFL, right? The goal is to definitely with that skill set too, that level of proficiency, like he's a freaking star slinging the ball. So the NFL, at the NFL's most premier position, highest paid guys, is the goal. The drama around this makes me think it's going to be more negative than positive, right? People are going to see this in the future whenever he does declare for the NFL draft, and they're like, "Oh, remember that time he just wanted more money? He's going to be so hard to deal with." They're going to paint it like that. So just off the top, I feel like it's not as good as it will be good. What do you think?
I'm glad you started there. We'll start there. First off, we've seen guys in worse situations with worse attitudes. Again, allegedly. Everything that Lance just said is allegedly, because we haven't heard from his camp.
Right.
And it's just very suspicious that all of this stuff hasn't come out till now. Their playoff game they lost was in December. Supposedly, all the drama started in December.
Asking for more money,
right?
Reportedly,
and none of this stuff didn't come out till now. The report was leaked by a Tennessee staffer to again another corrupt to On3. Oh my gosh, those guys are the worst. I'm telling you.
On3, that's a website.
3.
That's a sports.
They do a lot of so right now they do recruiting rankings. So On3, Rivals, and one more. Those are the top 3 in ranking these players. And so like a lot of the times what they say, like because they're so big now, they're so recognized in that field, people go with it. So if they just deem some kid a 4-star, they're a 4-star.
That's where everyone's getting their information from about
that's
the
where
kid. So that's where okay.
Yes.
So if that's what they think, there's like a level of journalistic or
yeah.
You should have some integrity when you're reporting. But if something happens where they have a negative beat on somebody just because they read it wrong or because the information they get is wrong, then it's going to affect that person's.
And they want you to believe that they're biased, but all of their reporting has been to side with Tennessee and to put Nico in a really bad light. And I'm not trying to say that Nico doesn't have any blame in this. He's going to have to take some responsibility for some of this. But again, he's the kid in the situation. But as you were saying, you think we've seen a lot. Look at Shador right now. Because I honestly think it's because of who his father is, how flashy he is, the attitude. Like there's a lot of people just trying to tarnish his name in the draft. Like it's too funny to see that. But you know what? He's still gonna get drafted. There's still a team that's gonna pay him money. He's still gonna go. He might not go 1 or 2 anymore. That was a given before. A lot of people that's why he didn't go to the combine to throw, because he doesn't have it's not a secret. And Todd McShay came out and was like, he's a good player, but doesn't have any great physical attributes. You are not saying anything new, Todd McShay.
Just like a clutch
Right.
shows
Like
up.
he was the most proficient and efficient quarterback in the country last year.
The most what?
Proficient and efficient throwing percentage wise, completion percentage. He was number one in the nation. So yeah, like I said, a lot of people mocked him at 1 and 2, but a lot of people who kind of watched these things knew he wasn't going to be 1 or 2. Uh, he might fall a little farther than people think, but again, he just worked out for the Giants today, so you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to fall to the second round or anything like that. Still going to play, get paid, still going to get into the league and play. He's going to be a good quarterback. He's got the skills. Again, he holds the ball a little too long. They try to say that because he passed the ball, he has a tell on when he's going to throw the ball. Bro, half of the quarterbacks in the league that start pat the ball. Watch an NFL game. All those
Alrighty.
guys. Yeah.
So you're saying even Shadur is going to get drafted, so Nico
He's
doesn't
still
have
gonna
to
get
worry
so
about this
Nico
affecting his draft.
Nico's so talented. And there's all these guys. Oh, he wasn't that
Super.
good.
Yeah.
All these Tennessee fans. And I was joking. No, I wasn't joking earlier. Tennessee fans. These guys, they want to come out and people are talking like, well, he wasn't that good anyway. Oh, he was such an average quarterback. Oh, he can't do this. The next guy that's gonna come in, he's just gonna flow right. The offense is set up to where you can put anybody behind the center and he's gonna flow. No, stop it. Stop it. Nico's got the skills. He's probably not fully developed, of course. They talk about the playoff game where he didn't have a throwing touchdown. I think he only went for I think he was like 10 for like 24. I don't know, reception wise. But he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. The only other 2 touchdowns that they had against Ohio
Freshman
State.
quarterback. Like I saw those, but it's like you're going up against SEC opponents.
That's
You're a
what I'm saying.
freshman.
He's
Like it's
basically it's his first season starting full time.
Mhm.
And
But
so,
still got the Volunteers to 10 wins, got them in the college football playoff, one of the top
amen,
12 ranked teams
amen.
in the nation. Like
They
that.
were run heavy, but Nico also can run the ball from his quarterback position. He was part of that running offense. Yes, their running back was a star this year, but Nico was part of that running offense as well. And again, just
It sounds like jaded fans now that he's gone, they're talking mess,
and
like
that's the part of
siding
the
with the
game that
team.
you hate to see, but it's definitely part of the game. You're gonna see it,
The
especially in
racist
college
comments
sports.
and the
Oh no,
BS
yeah,
like that's what I hate to
that's
see. That's
that's not part of the
you're
game.
showing your true
That's a show.
colors,
That's not part of the game.
balls.
That's part of Tennessee. Uh, yeah, and then and then look, a lot of the reports are say they name Nico doing all of this stuff. The other reports are Nico's agent went behind his family's back, uh, and
Whoa,
tried
wait,
to you can look it up. There's another report that the agent went behind his family's back and tried to rework the
whoa.
deal, and that's what fucked it up. Sorry, excuse me. That's what messed it up between the family and the school, and not the unrepairable after the agent went behind their back and tried to rework the deal the day he missed practice. And then the reports are that Pete Knuckles from On Three hit up Nick Iamaleava, Nico's dad, and was asking him questions about it. Like, oh, I heard from a very reliable source. The quote is, "Someone that I trust my life with on the staff told me this." And so Nico's dad's like, "We have no idea of what you're talking about." And so the reports are that, but when they were asking Nico's father about it, that was at the time when the agent went behind their back to go and try to work the new deal for them. Uh, and then there's another rumor where they were shopping him around. Um, it's supposedly his father's an agent, and his agent shopping him around in December to different schools to make sure that he had somewhere to go. Like if they didn't get the money they were looking for from Tennessee, Oregon, who was also one of the schools that recruited him heavily out of high school, like really recruited him. Like I really think it was between Tennessee and Oregon. Uh, at the end of his recruitment. The reports are that the head coach of Oregon, Dan Lanning, decided that he would call Tennessee's coach Josh Heupel and report back to him that, oh, hey, your quarterback's your quarterback's camp is shopping him around, and they just called us to see if we take him if he transferred. So I mean, it's grown men
Whoa.
doing something, man. Like, hey, look, Dan Lanning, you did what you did. Now I'm pretty sure everybody's like, well, that's good for football. He's looking out for us. No, you a snitch. That's what you are. It's crazy because and Nico's father's part of this too. When I say this, these grown men are playing with the young man's livelihood. You know, they're playing with his future. These all these guys making decisions, and
Okay.
reports are also that Nico's father is the head of the family, and no decision gets made unless
Without
he's the
going
one that
through
makes the
the big
decision.
guy.
Right.
Ryan Roberts on A to Z Sports. Let me see the date that this article was posted.
Probably like 2 days ago.
Yeah, April 13th. Holy, okay. So yesterday he's breaking everything down, everything that you just said. Also, like the agent going and recruiting them around, or the
Yeah.
family representatives, whatever. I've seen a lot of people call it Nico's representatives. So it's
Probably
like
his
not
family.
Nico himself, but like
No, yeah,
someone that speaks
exactly.
for him, an agent, a family member,
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, so and then Dan Lanning, like you said, called. He's like, "Hey, your guy's trying to come over here."
Right.
So that's shitty. They're catching wind of that. And then Robert says, "Quote: The shame of this all is that Nico wasn't privy to a majority of what was happening behind the scenes. This is just how things are managed in their family dynamic. He is typically used as an important piece in the game of leveraging deception and is expected to follow without any pushback." Oh shit. With the intention to let the process play out, everything remained quiet for the next few months. Spring ball began and things continued to be calm on the surface level. Unannounced to both Nico and his father Nick, their agent went behind their back to work negotiations once again. When he overplayed his hand, things got messy quickly. The agent attempted to save some face with the family by blaming the Tennessee side, and the story made its way out. End quote. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so that's according to A to Z Sports. Says, oh, they say they have sources and stuff. Definitely, we're gonna
There's just
keep an eye
there's a
on
lot
that.
of
Damn.
right. There's just a lot of like he said, she said, and people not really having any real sources. And then if you're gonna be a reporter like Pete Knuckles from On Three saying his sources reliable, he's part of the staff at Tennessee, and then but you can't out your source. That's ridiculous, man.
Well, no
That's
way. You
that's
can't.
cowardly. That's so cowardly.
You can't give up your sources like that. I mean, that's
No,
like a
hell no.
journal.
I don't care.
Because then
If it,
you
no,
you don't get any information. But
hey, yeah, be a better journalist. Uh, like
wait.
be a
All right,
better
no.
journalist.
I
You're
think that's
ruining.
good. You don't have to give out your sources. I mean, you could give out something if they give you some evidence or something, but especially,
No, it's not credible
it's not yet provable,
unless
right?
you have a
The
source. You can't name your source. Not credible. And just this that's just for me to say that I feel bad for Nico. Because again, he might be a great kid, he might not be a great kid, but a lot of things that are being said right now about him, even his father, these are people that don't even know these people.
sure, yeah.
That you know what I mean? That are putting out hot takes about them, or whether or not they're greedy, or how.
Oh man.
Man, there are people saying like that's what happens when you recruit a kid who wore pajama pants to a 7-on-7 tournament. Bro, one, it's a 7-on-7
Hey,
tournament.
slack.
Ridiculous.
Yo, you know how
Two,
many kids have been playing pajama pants football
man, that's what
since?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The kid's
Trend
18,
setup.
18, 19, and then again, the racist stuff. They have a clip somebody put up that he when he's walking down, it's a pregame walk to the locker room. He's got his ear on, he's got like a hula hoop and a cowboy hat on, and people were like, there were signs. And then you have all these people talking about like, well, you should have known when you were trying to recruit a guy who wears a skirt. And and then I
Our
just seen a meme,
dresses.
right? I just seen a meme where some Tennessee football player who's probably got diabetes was like, man, and I made it a point when I went to to Chick-fil-A today to ask for no Polynesian sauce. It's like, bro,
Wow.
oh my gosh. So
Uh,
just
Mike put
ridiculous.
it up in the group chat. He said someone said you didn't know he was gone. Look at his last name.
Yeah,
I'ma
that's a big one.
leave.
Right. That's
That was
I
the
was
best
like,
joke I heard about this. Everything else is downhill from there.
man, I was like, it's so funny. It's disheartening to see a lot of these people like show their true colors uh
Yeah,
towards the
yeah.
kid. And a
I
lot
think
of
they
it is
might. I
directed at the
mean,
kid.
a day or two after, I'm like, these guys are bitter. It's like,
For sure.
but
But
that doesn't mean you should be
right.
crappy and racist. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And you know what? And for college football, uh, they're gonna have to be some changes, but I think they're gonna be like band-aids because there's too much money flowing around. There's too much guys getting paid with the way these things are right now, and people are like, "Well, they're gonna make an example of him. This is good for college football." And then there's people crying about this is what happens when you pay college football. But are the same people who are crying about when a kid gets hurt that they know personally and can't finish his college career and like, whoa, he gave so much to the institution. How come he doesn't get this amount of money because he got hurt? Well, because you didn't want him to get paid, fool. And the people who say that getting a paid education is enough, ask any college athlete. That money's not even enough to cover their books. Maybe tuition, but not
Yeah, they
housing,
get debt.
not food. Man,
All right. So yeah. I've also heard that maybe a salary cap will need to go in order for
yeah,
college sports, which is
definitely.
crazy. But
Something does have to
for
happen.
Nico, last two things. The schools that he can go to, he can't go to the
No
SEC.
SCCT. Yeah, no
Um,
SCCT.
so these are, according to college football, Max Chadwick, potential landing spots that he could go to. USC, go back
They
home and try
they
to be Lincoln Riley's next NFL quarterback.
they said no.
UCLA,
They're still open.
Texas Tech,
They're still open.
got a lot of NIL recently. Colorado, Deion Sanders.
He said no.
Oh, damn. North Carolina with Bill Belichick.
He recently said today, in fact, said that they're taking their name out of that basket.
Damn. Notre Dame.
Was never a thing. Not from the get. There he's so a lot of these schools that he was named to be like potential suitors for him or like schools he could go to where those were the schools that were recruiting heavily out of high school. Some of those schools were
Lord.
some of the schools he was considering. Notre Dame made his top five. USC, UCLA are in LA, so that's natural for people to, And Lincoln Riley's, he dealt with, not dealt with, sorry, he paired well with gosh, Caleb Williams paired well, kind of, same same shadow, I guess, casted upon Nico right now. Probably a little darker at the moment. So a lot of people had him there. UCLA, they don't have a set starting quarterback yet. So that's one of the stronger places for him. Texas Tech, the same. They don't have a set starting quarterback, but they have a lot of money there. Their GM is a really good GM. Notre Dame tried to poach him as well, but he decided to stay there. He's doing pretty well in Texas Tech. There have been smaller schools like Tulane that have looked at, which is a smaller school but an up and coming school. Tulane has reached out, I think. Um, man, what's another school?
We don't have to go through all the schools, but
Yeah, believe it or not, Oregon and Ohio State as well. They're still in it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Ohio State over here and Oregon were the other two schools.
Yeah,
Last question to you: wherever he does end up this season, and it's tough because it's the winter portal. Most of the teams spend a bunch of their
yeah,
money in the
yeah.
or the winter portal, and now it's the spring portal. Wherever he does end up, is he making $4 million?
No, there's. I mean, unless it's a super desperate school that wants him to come there, and it's definitely not going to be a Power Four school because a lot of those teams are already set at quarterback, and they're not
They're
going
not going
to.
to give that much
Yeah,
starting
uh,
college quarterback
yeah.
money to
Unless
somebody.
unless Dan Lanning doesn't believe in Dante Moore, who, by the way, was a transfer from UCLA. Um, he was a 5-star coming out, same year as Nico, in fact. Uh, yeah, unless he doesn't believe in him, then they're set. Ohio State might be the only top team because they have a freshman coming in, Julian Sayin, to take over. But no, it's hard to see him getting 4.
He's
It's
not
hard.
making it.
It's hard seeing him get 2 after this. You know what I mean?
Damn, that
Just
sucks.
because he doesn't have any more like leverage. He doesn't have anything to.
He's a great,
He's a
talented,
great yes,
you know.
he's a great player, but now he's
If
gonna
you're
have
a
to take.
quarterback away, this guy could get you there.
Amen. He's gonna have to take what right now. His focus should be the NFL. So his focus should be getting to a team that can best get him to the NFL.
Maybe he just like quits college if it doesn't work out. Just starts
Nico's,
working out for the
Nico's,
next 2
yeah,
years.
Nico's father, if you're listening, please just get him to a team. Go talk to Bill Belichick. Get him on UNC. Get him on UNC.
All right. Best of luck, Ooze, and
Yes.
the family. If this is true about the agent trying to freaking get bigger money to get himself bigger money, that sucks. And
yeah, it does.
All right. But that's the changing landscape of college football. The money
Amen.
is a big part of it now. It's definitely very involved. Cam Newton, I think they said he made $160,000 over his time at Auburn, or where else would he? Wherever else he was.
Auburn.
That's when it was under the table. Now that it's out in front and it's advertising and it's dollars make sense. Everything like everybody's making millions now. It's great.
And then last thing, I mean, people are saying that he's mediocre. Bro, Beck is down at Miami. Making $6 million.
Carson Beck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's probably looking around. He's like, that guy is making $6 million. That's when I was trying to justify it. I was like, if they did ask for more money, if they asked for market value,
man.
They're not like outside of their bounds. It's like
that's what I'm saying. And that's what you have. If you're a school, that's what you have to deal with now. The market value.
Everyone is like, well, we've heard college coaches say, it used to be about how is my team going to work for you? How is the system going to fit? Now it's like, how much can you pay?
It still is. And those coaches.
They're saying now it's like,
look, those are the same coaches that drop at those are the same coaches that don't finish out the season. And someone else has to coach these guys in a bowl game because they left for a better situation and more money.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Basketball.
Lakers suck.
Lakers, the Western Conference's number 3 seed. Base. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves. You know the names. Rui Hachimura. Jackson Hayes is something you can hear too.
Who are those guys?
Ronnie James. They said LeBron James' streak of scoring 25 points per game for 20 years came to an end because he scored 24.4. But I also saw somebody post LeBron James scored 24.4, but LeBron James Jr. averaged 2.2. So really, LeBron James averaged 26.6. The streak continues. The streak continues.
Where did he average it at? In the G League or in the
in the G League, he was killing it. He's going to be a great role player. Him or Max Christie. Max Christie.
There's trash bins running around in the G League that's killing it out there.
Don't hate on him.
Oh, man.
He's going to be good. So the Lakers are in the number 3 seed. The Nuggets fired their coach. The Eastern Conference is
not only their coach, though, they fired their GM, too.
That's crazy. They just won an NBA title a few years ago. Mike Malone released by the Denver Nuggets.
Calvin Booth.
Jokic, their GM, Calvin Booth. Jokic says he went into a meeting and they told him about the decision. It wasn't a discussion.
It was already made.
It was already made. They just told me this is what's going to happen. He also said in an interview, he thinks it might light a fire, but it's a saying in his country that if someone gets fired, you're probably next. So everyone kind of is on their P's and Q's. Jamal Murray's been hurt. How do you fire this coach? That's and
it's crazy.
The Denver Nuggets are owned by is it Kroenke family? Kronk. It's the team owners of the Los Angeles Rams. I think also the Colorado Avalanche. So their president, the son, the like owner's son, is like the president, and he told him that we're firing the coach. Bro, what the heck? That was crazy to see. When I first saw it, I was like, "There's no way they're talking about Mike Malone, the Denver Nuggets coach, getting fired." But a bunch of these firings happened right before the playoffs. The Grizzlies fired their coach a couple of weeks ago. That seemed like really sudden.
The Suns fired Budenholzer today. Yeah.
What? But yeah, Budenholzer. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, they missed the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they missed the playoffs.
Okay, see, that makes sense. With that roster too.
KD got him fired for sure.
Bro, I kind of hope KD leaves or at least has a better team around him.
Oh, my bad.
I hope he has a better team around him if he's going to continue to play. Like
I hope he retires.
It's kind of sad watching him.
Tell him to go play.
But I mean, those are good names. I don't know. You know, Booker.
Big Three. Tell him to go play on the Big Three.
Nick Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Katie. That's a whole
other
storyline.
At least Mike Malone's story wasn't like Ime Udok's in Boston.
Yeah, that was the wrong reasons for switching teams or getting let go. Yeah, so the NBA going on. The Bulls are in the play-in.
Yeah, they are. You know what? A lot of their
that's your team, right?
Yeah, I am a Chicago Bulls fan. Buzelis, the youngster they got there, the rookie, he's been playing pretty well. Who else did they got guys like what is the shooter's name? Herder. I still can't pronounce his last name.
Kevin Herder.
He's been playing really well. Right. Patrick Williams has stepped up. Yeah, man, they're looking pretty good. I like them. They look nice. I'm hoping to see Alonzo Ball sighting on the court, maybe in the playoffs. Nice. Hopefully.
Always rooting for Lonzo.
Yeah, always rooting for Lonzo.
What would be like a satisfactory end to the playoff run right now? Realistically, for the Chicago Bulls, it might not be a high percentage that they win the finals. Yeah, but as a fan, for you, what would be like nice? That's a good ending to us if you guys got out of the playoffs before.
A realistic, satisfactory ending that's not the championship, of course, would be a 7-game first-round series.
Nice. Okay, so what you got to make it through the play-in, right?
Right,
so
make it through the play-in because that's tough alone.
You guys got to win 2 games,
right? And then whoever they're playing in the first round, play them super hard to 7 games. Every game, just a battle, And then that way, the young guys are battle tested, playoff tested.
Yes.
It'll attract other free agents, hopefully in the summer, to see how great they're going. How hard they're playing and. A lot of the
trajectory pointed up for the young Bulls. The young Bulls. Oh,
young Bulls again.
Kobe White, man, that guy knocked me out of the fantasy basketball playoffs.
Hey, man, you know where he went to college, right?
Where's that?
North Carolina.
Hey, come on, stand up.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, he dropped 50 a bunch of times this year. I would go to the group chat.
Man.
Kobe.
People don't know he can shoot. He can stroke
the hair.
he can stroke it. He can shoot. Not only that, he's a good size. He's like 6'4", has handles. He can go to the bucket. We've seen him put it down on people before, but he's real crafty with the ball when he's inside the post, So yeah, and a lot of people didn't expect him to be like. A lot of fans and a lot of analysts were shopping him before they even shipped LaVine out. Like people were like, "Oh, LaVine might get traded, but you should trade Kobe White instead and get something better and keep LaVine." Well, I mean, I love LaVine in Chicago, but which is ironic, right? Which is ironic because having him and DeRozan on the same team was like having 2 of the same players. They did kind of the same thing. And now they're on Sacramento together.
They're back together. All the like, it will never work because their styles clash. And
right.
Back together doing it.
But yeah, Kobe White, he's killing it. They got guys like Terry, who they got from Arizona 2 years ago. He's there. Ayo Dosunmu, but I think he's hurt right now. He's super good defensively. They still got Vooch over there, Vooch doing his thing. He's super efficient on the offensive side. Yeah. So
hopefully you guys get a good experience like loading, and then like you said, also
yeah,
being in the playoffs, the eyes are on you. So free agents are going to see it. They're going to be
definitely
even the players are going to, not just the fans, not just the agents or whatever, the players that are going to be like, oh, yo, if I was with the Bulls right now, we would make it. We would be more successful, and then want to go to Chicago.
For sure.
Tuesday is the 7 and 8 games for the play-in. Atlanta at Orlando.
Oh, that's oh, man,
one game to get
what?
into the playoffs.
I like
But if you
Orlando.
lose the 7-8 game, then you play the winner of the 9-10 who are going to play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But who do you have? Atlanta at Orlando.
I like Orlando because they still have like not really veterans, but they have guys who played a little longer in the league. Atlanta's super young right now. Like what is their rookie's name?
I have no idea.
The foreign dude. He was like the second pick in the draft. What was he won? Anyway.
You got to. If this is in Orlando, you got the Magic.
I like the Magic. Yeah, I like the Magic.
The West Coast 7-8 game is, or the Western Conference 7-8 game is the Grizzlies at Golden State. Golden State favored by 8.
Man, if Steph's playing, I can't go against Steph.
Yeah. Wednesday we got the Bulls in the Miami at Chicago game. That's 4:30 on ESPN. Any worries about that? Chicago is favored by 1.5.
I mean, Jimmy's not in Miami anymore, but they still got a decent roster. I like Chicago. They're gonna have those young legs running up and down the court. Man, Buzelis he's really good. He's got hops. He can shoot it from the corner. I'm excited to see him in Chicago. I hope he gets to stay there for a while and develop his game out there. So I like Chicago. It's gonna be a tough game though because they still got guys out there like you can't count out Harrell and Asia Wilson's boyfriend who plays for Miami. That's what I'm going to refer to him now as Asia Wilson's boyfriend from now on.
Asia's boyfriend.
Yeah, because she's phenomenal. Also,
she's the MVP.
Right.
She's the real MVP in the relationship.
Golden State, if Ja brings all his weapons to the game, then Golden State loses.
Throwing the grenades now.
I
can't believe I'm seeing this right now, but it says the Dallas Mavericks are the 10 seed and in the play-in the Western Conference. They're playing at 9 seed Sacramento.
They're so beat up. I don't know who they're going to play, but they're too beat up to win.
Okay, Sacramento favored by 4.5. Going to light the beam Wednesday night. So that will mean Sacramento goes to face Golden State. Chicago goes to face Orlando. Or Sacramento goes to face Memphis, who lost to Golden State, and Chicago would go to face Atlanta, who lost to Orlando. Okay.
I like
the plan. Just having a little final, like sudden death. Earn your way in. That's cool.
I like it too because I'm just starting to watch basketball again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've taken like a ball break and watched like NBA games. So,
all right, what happened?
The product they're putting on is just.
They said the product?
Yeah, man. Basketball's
it doesn't do it for you,
bro.
It's purist.
Like the basketball's so horrible these days, man.
What is it like? Okay, what does that mean? They're checking up half-court shots, or they're not passing the ball. What does that mean to you? No one's playing defense.
Man, they just not playing ball. They're just not playing ball. I can tell you
that. But what is that?
Highlights are nice. Highlights are nice.
Like it's more individual. What does that mean? It's not your style.
Definitely, of course. And this is again, folks. This is all personal preference.
Right.
I know people are like, "Oh, you can come for me. I don't care."
I like Spurs basketball. I'm gonna be honest. I like Spurs basketball. Man. The passing that Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, the 8 passes to a wide open corner 3 or something like that, or a wide open layup. I love that.
We don't support Tony Parker anymore. He's a home wrecker.
Oh no!
We don't support Tony Parker. No, we do, and that's another reason. Guys like Pop not being in the league is crazy, and I know everything has to evolve, but it's sad to see that he couldn't finish out the season, health wise, because he's always.
Hopefully, he's gonna be okay.
Pop's a lot more than basketball. If you've been watching basketball, I'm older, so if you've been able to see the stuff that Pop's been doing, like I like Pop is Pop in the NBA. Gino would be Pop in women's basketball.
Oh,
And
okay.
then Roy Williams for me would have been Pop in college basketball. So,
Damn. Okay.
yeah, just sad to see. But you man, Spurs basketball was mean. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but old school Lakers Showtime basketball.
Oh
Even
yeah. Always fun.
even the
Always fun. Yeah.
even the ball was being passed then.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was a good time.
Maybe not so much the Bad Boys era, but that was fun too. I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
Seeing Jordan get beat up
Hey,
six
not
times a
that
year.
part. Not that part, man. Not that part.
That's crazy to read about the Jordan rules.
Oh my gosh. Hey, if you guys
Damn.
have a chance, go on All the Smoke and listen to Vernon Maxwell's interview. One of the best All the Smoke interviews. Vernon Maxwell is the best. His stories are amazing.
Nice.
I could listen to
That's a
Vernon Maxwell.
Bulls player
No, well,
or
did he ever play for the Bulls? I know he played for the Sonics. He was most popular on Houston.
a NBA player.
Um, did he play for Portland?
Vernon Maxwell.
Do you not know who Vernon Maxwell is?
I'm sorry, I don't.
That's crazy.
My bad.
No, no,
Bro, I see the disappointment. I hear the disappointment in your voice.
that's
My bad.
hurtful. I'm so
No,
hurt.
I'll go educate myself. I'll go
No,
educate myself.
you should, yeah, listen to his stuff. He was like one of those guards that like he I know a lot of like towards maybe like the end of his career he was coming off the bench, but he could score. Like he gave people buckets. He was also a badass on the court. Like is one of those guys you didn't want to see like in a dark alley because he fuck your shit up. Like you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
yeah, like he's funny too, man. Go listen to that interview, man. All the smoke, man, and freaking Stack and Matt, they made it even funnier just their reactions and the questions that they have for them. So yeah, but yeah, I mean basketball again has to evolve. I know it, but just I mean, you got me with the gather step. that, that took me out, man. The gather step took me out. I was
Oh,
like,
it's three steps in the NBA.
bro, the gather step, like, what the hell do you need? You're a professional. You need an extra step. Get the hell out of here.
Oh,
Oh
there
my
it is.
gosh.
All
Yeah.
right, NBA playoffs. We'll be keeping an eye on that. That's definitely going to be a bunch of
Go
different
OKC.
matchups and parts.
OKC.
OKC in the Western
OKC.
Conference Finals. I feel like Western Conference Finals is kind of like the Lakers version of that question that I asked you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the roster being what it is, it's just like it's also kind of the pressure on how much time is left in LeBron's career. It's
To
like
get one.
it
Yeah.
something has to happen now. So like
For sure.
if they get in a battle in the Western Conference Finals, that'll be like a good,
Well, that was the
still
whole
arrow
reasoning
pointing up.
behind.
You got a new guy coming in.
Right. The whole reasoning behind getting Luca was to make that final run, excuse me, at a
Oh, okay.
championship while LeBron was there, and to solidify having someone
Future.
in the future. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you need to know what's going on in the NBA, we got a freaking basketball coach right here. And subscribe. Come on. We're here. We're doing
Yes.
this every week. We
Come
got
come
you.
talk to us. Come so we can all talk about Tennessee and
Screw
come on,
the balls. All right.
bro.
Hey, WrestleMania 41 is this weekend. Any questions? It's in Las Vegas.
Yeah, no.
So.
Who do you got winning those two matches, man? Those are, I
Man.
mean, two main events. That's crazy. It's a two-night event too. Even
Yeah.
crazier, man. I remember
Saturday.
we
Wait,
had to
I
wait
gotta.
for the one video cassette to come out in Samoan. We had to rent, bro.
Talofa video. Where'd you go?
Man, now, so when I was growing up, it was AVAC before Talofa Video. They were like,
Ooh,
man,
the
bro, and you had to the line for it. Like, I think you had to write your name down to make sure that you reserved it. Like, and even before that, you couldn't reserve it. You just had to like be there before everybody, and then people would wait like where they put the movie up, the cover of the movie. And people would literally be like, and the lady would like kind of slowly put it up and then put it up, and everybody would like try to grab for it. It was crazy, man. Man, crazy. And then like your whole village would come to your house to watch WrestleMania.
bro. those tapes, the pay-per-views.
Bro.
Yeah, shout out to freaking video
But
rentals.
side story before you tell your stuff about the information. When when it was WWF, there used to be a theme song to it. And when I was a kid, I used to love watch wrestling, but the theme song used to scare me. So like my family as a kid, like I was like a baby. My family would all wait because they thought it was funny when the theme would come on and wouldn't notify me. And when the theme would come on, I would just start running to my mom, like, oh my God, like,
For
fuck this
wrestling,
song. WWF had a theme song, like, and it
it's
was
like
like, I don't know
satanic.
why I was scared. Yeah. But we loved watching wrestling, and that's what we did every Sunday was watch wrestling.
Okay, so yeah, so the WrestleMania matches, you got Jey Uso who's fighting Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. You have Jacob Fatu going up against LA Knight for the US title. And then you have Roman Reigns. Oh, this is like the Islander, the Bloodline version. Sorry,
Yeah.
chill out. This is the Bloodline version of WrestleMania. And then you have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And CM Punk called in the favor that he wants the wise man, Paul Heyman, to be in CM Punk's corner for the match.
Who you got?
I got all the freaking our guys. That's who I got. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. This one's definitely possible. Probably not. LA Knight is the megastar. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, rising star very fast. He's been in a big fight with Braun Strowman to win the #1 contendership for this match in WrestleMania. But him being in WrestleMania in his first year,
It's crazy,
fire, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It shows really how popular his wrestling, his promos, his whole
Right. Yeah.
show.
If anybody knows like how wrestling goes, just the promos alone. Yeah, he's been fighting a lot, but like just the way he's been promoted, the way his characters like is being put out there, that's pretty big for a first year.
Also, well, I guess this wasn't announced, but Solo Sikoa has been fighting with Randy Orton. That's not going to make WrestleMania, but
they're probably going to make an appearance.
Yeah, and I'm down for it. I think it's more the storylines, right? What we're gonna see. Oh, also The Rock, the final boss, is involved in that. His puppet John Cena is going up against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal title. Bro, we're all over the place. Oh, Naomi is Trinity Fatu. She is fighting Jade Cargill. Proceed with caution. She is on it. It's crazy. Scoofius is going to be at WrestleCon. Shout out to Scoofius, Scoofius.art. Big week for him. I got to see where WrestleCon is, but you should follow him at Scoofius. Shout out to So we got the TPN art. I got to make that the background.
Man, I'm going to have to send him a picture of me and say, hey, man, can you make me muscular?
Can you make
Can you make me look like a wrestler too?
Look strong. And seeing how active he is and the wrestling, the art and everything that's coming, and also it's like the latest stuff that's happening in the turns. So
that's dope.
Shout out to Scoofies. Naomi is facing Jade Cargill, so yeah, there's Islanders all up in here. WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be on Peacock in the US and on Netflix internationally. All right, lastly, before we go, Flag Day Fautasi race is happening in American Samoa this week. Sorry. Fautasi time in American Samoa. I never joined one of the teams. I never rode. I don't think Leone had a boat. And
yeah, while you were there, they didn't have a boat yet.
Aeto, the yellow freaking boat from Pongo.
The Eagles.
The Eagles. Oh
no, don't do it.
No, activation. No, yeah, my animal's definitely hitting right now. Explain why Fautasi's season is so important. Why this race? This is like the big race, right? Or are there are other races throughout the season?
They do. They'll have them for like different events. So that like for sometimes they'll do it for like Moso Oi week. What is the other one? they have one like around August or September, but this is the big one because it celebrates of course, the Flag Day of American Samoa when they became a territory. And just all for the one race, man, all the dedication and training that goes into it for these guys. They have what we call moikasis. They sleep away from their families during this time to grow
Like a
together,
camp.
right? Like a camp. They go and they stay with them, Um, man, and because it's a sport that was originated in American Samoa. I mean, there's other countries who have longboat races, but nothing like a 50-man boat, a Fautasi
Mm.
race. Um, on open water in the ocean, that's crazy. Like people, like you see guys like that do rowing, like you see rowing in college or like the Olympics. They're like in a calm lake, you know what I mean? Like
Oh
somewhere
yeah,
where
yeah.
yeah, the elements
No
doesn't.
waves.
Yeah, no, these guys are out there like in the deep parts of the ocean, like 50
That's
guys on
crazy.
a 100-foot boat rowing out, and you'll see sometimes like they'll ride some of these waves, and if you ride it the wrong way, you go straight into the ocean. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
man,
some have like capsized or like taken on
yeah,
water and stuff.
and I know it looks, and the captains, they really have to know like the ways of
The
the ocean, like
yeah.
how the tides are go flowing at the time. Again,
Oh damn.
the way the waves are moving,
Directionals. Yeah.
So they really, man, it's stuff that you like. Of course, you could probably teach in the classroom, but these guys have learned it. Like it's been passed down, from like generation to generation. Some of these captains, like, for instance, Pong Pongo, their captain right now is one of my classmates from elementary and high school, Hank Sispasara. His father, the great Henry Sispasara, was the captain for the late great. Sorry, rest in peace. He was a great captain for Pongo for many years, and now to see Hank out there, being the captain for Pongo, that's dope. Things like that. That's why
Nice.
Fautasi races back home are great. Yeah. And then
Oh,
you
I
get,
didn't think about that. Like the passed down
yeah, yeah,
history and
yeah,
tradition of it.
yeah.
Thinking the
This year,
competitive part of it, it's like
super
villages,
competitive, bro.
like
Uh, that
bragging
the
rights.
that's part of the great part of it. That's one of the great parts of it. It's also one of the dark sides because
Mm,
when there's disagreements at the end of the race and the fights that be happening, those are really,
damn.
really big fights. Like those, like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
those, man, the celebration, uh, I, the last time the only one, a couple years ago, I don't know how many miles it is from Palmo to Nauli, but their motorcade went all the way from, and that's traffic. You can't skip the motorcade. You just gotta be in the motorcade. You have guys, ghost riding the whip on the main road. I mean, it's crazy, and they allow that. Like people, just walking besides the truck, cheering.
Yeah.
If the only one, so yeah, things like that. It's crazy. We also have this year two brand new boats, two villages who didn't have boats in these races before. Pavayai, they've put their hand into the race this year. They have a boat. Their crew looks strong. Alao, a village from way on the east side, they have a boat this year. The return of Taiwan, the Leone boat, they're back. That's great to see. And then the usual suspects. Uli has, I think, two boats again this year. Matasawa, shout out to Lige, who's a really good friend of mine. He's the captain there, and Mapo, rowing out there for Matasawa, which is the boat from Manua. Again, Pango's in there. Fomotomo's in there with Isiula. So man,
So
it's
it's
go.
like, is it
I wish
like
I was.
sorry, you wish you were there.
Oh my gosh, I do. I really do. If I could jump to a screen right now, I'd be home.
Getting ready for the race. Everyone getting together. Man.
Hey, so right now, a lot of people they're decorating the whole island right now for Flag Day itself. The preparations are going on, and then tomorrow night will be the last night. The guys get to kind of just like get together right before the race, and then go home to their families. So tomorrow's gonna be. the anxiousness that these guys are gonna have tomorrow, all the nerves. It's gonna come to a release on Wednesday. So man, uh, I from now until Wednesday, we'll be praying for a clear day, calm, not calm seas,
Safe.
but yeah,
Yeah.
safe seas for these guys to go out there and row. Um, Man, yeah, Flag Day is a whole event right now, and the Fautasi race is like you'll hear a lot of people say that is the Super Bowl of American Samoa.
Yeah.
So they have like a little short documentary about Fautasi races on YouTube right now. I shared the clip on my Instagram. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's good explanations about why the Fautasi race itself is special to American Samoa, and of course uh Samoa across the way. Tonga used to bring a boat before. Tonga used to bring a boat.
Oh,
They
nice.
were good. They were good. And Fautasi boats. I mean, the other islands in the South Pacific used to have like maybe their own versions of Fautasi boats, not maybe the exact same, but that's how people traveled back in the day. Sometimes, like
For sure.
just they'd row. Yeah. Pro- yeah. So pretty dope. Pretty dope. Yeah.
Good luck to all the Fautasis and man, yeah, praying for safe conditions, safe competition, but we know the island's gonna
Right.
show
If
up.
you want to watch, if you're not Polynesian or you're not Samoan, find a Samoan friend who's from American Samoa. Get on their Facebook because they're probably going to share the link to
Yep,
probably
yep.
going to share the live link
It's
to
gonna crash.
KBCK. Hopefully not. You know who did a good job last year? Blue Sky got involved and they did a really good job last year of
Broadcasting it?
yeah, broadcasting it.
Nice.
So hopefully this year, both KBCK and Blue Sky can put out a good live product for us to watch. It's exciting, man. It's exciting. So,
Also I was on KVZK TV's Facebook page. They have a series called Fautasi Power 2025.
oh, fire.
Yo, it goes through like the history and like competition. I haven't watched all of them, but the the
Different
the
boats, different
caption, the
villages.
information about the video is that it's going through different stuff, and they also have little smaller videos of specific Fautasis. So they got
Nice.
Ayato, they got each of the, but they do like a little documentary and breakdown of each of them. So with videos from like their meetings and pictures from the team. So yeah, if you want to see the latest on that, check out the Facebook. Do you have a Facebook? KVZK TV. Go down their videos. All right, man, jam packed episode.
It was.
Appreciate you being on. Thank you everybody for listening. Shout outs before we go though.
Oh man. Shout out first to Tolu Smith from the island of Hawaii.
Hey, nice.
Played basketball at Kahuku, 6'10" center. I think he was at TCU before he transferred over to Mississippi State. Played his first NBA minutes yesterday for the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to you, my guy. We don't know each other personally, but uh, nonetheless, we're rooting for you, the show,
Yeah.
myself. And if you don't remember me, I was the one trying to recruit you to play basketball for American Samoa in the South Pacific Games. If you look into your messages and your emails, I'm in there.
What year was that?
No, the last game, so 4 years ago. I wasn't on the coaching roster, but I really wanted my island to win, so I was doing all I could to recruit guys, and yeah,
General
and
manager before the general
hey,
manager.
hey, hey. But a big shout out to Tahini Pau Pau
Bow, bow.
of California Oceanside. Man, number 18 pick in the WNBA draft today. She'll be
Let's
playing for the
go.
Atlanta Dream. Um, she's man.
ATL. Oh,
If you haven't seen her play, she's a
oh.
combo guard. She can handle the ball. She can take it to the hoop, but she is a deadly shooter. That's what sets her apart from a lot of people on the court that she plays with. She I think she shot just below 40. I think she was like at 39.7% from 3 point this past season. She won a championship last season with South Carolina, came up short this season, losing to Connecticut and the eventual number one pick, Paige Beckers, this year. in the draft. So shout out to Tahina and her family. Can't wait to watch you play. Hopefully, you and Elisa
Nice.
Beatty get to battle it out this season. It'll be great to see you two play each other. I hope we get to see that this season. Minnesota, do what's right. Play Elisa. Give her the minutes she
Jeez, for real.
deserves. Hurry up. Hurry
Yeah,
up.
like it's year two. Let's give them a chance to
Yeah.
show that they know what's good for them.
Yes.
Shout out to this is weeks late, but shout out to Cal, right? The University of they
Ooh,
got the Poly
yeah.
Coaches Summit that we were gonna talk
Man,
about. I don't know if that's happened yet, but
it
just the
happened. It
fact
happened
that
just
okay,
this past
it's
weekend.
okay. Uh that is cool to see Islander coaches getting a platform. So I need to
Man,
look that up.
for
But
sure. And another sorry, Lance, to go along with your Cal shout out, Vic Soto isn't just the linebackers coach at Cal. He's also now the co-defensive coordinator at Cal. He was
nice.
just named the
Congrats.
co-defensive coordinator. Bro, I shouted him out, said congratulations. The culture, so good for us, and the culture retweeted my tweet. So that was for
Nice.
I mean, I'm still like geeking out that he retweeted my tweet. Coach Soto, come talk to us, man. Come let us know about Cal. Um, I'm sorry that Jaden Ott is transferring from Cal because he's a really good running back. Half Samoan, by the way. But yeah, man,
I
go
know a
Cal.
quarterback you can get
Hey,
for
they actually had a Samoan
low
quarterback
price.
that they recruited, and he ended up transferring a day after he signed with Cal back to Oregon. Anyway.
Oh. Shout out to Island City Media. I followed their page on Instagram. They're killing it with the content, but
Hell yeah.
also they have a series. They have a series where they're counting down the days until the draft, and they keep like putting out in-depth posts about different Islander players that could get drafted in just a few weeks. Next week is going to be more of our draft episode with the I think the draft starts on the 24th.
Yep.
So yeah, next week we'll have an
Thursday.
episode about a draft and we'll go through that. But
Definitely.
definitely a good content series on Instagram, Island City Media, where they're counting down the days to the draft with different Islander players.
A shout out,
Uh,
yeah, shout out to those guys. And they need to do a piece on my cousin Travis Hunter. If you don't believe he's my cousin, check the Polynesian Bowl highlights from his senior year. He was there. He played in that bowl. uh,
uh,
Travis Hunter, you're my cousin.
you'll love this. Shout out to Chris Paul. The first player, he's okay, part of this year's 82 game club to play every single game. Chris Paul, I'm gonna read them out real quick. Jalen Greens, Mikal Bridges, Jarrett Allen, Harrison Barnes, what?
I respect it. I respect it.
Jaden McDaniels, Julian Champagne.
Hey man,
I
those
had him for so many weeks of fantasy basketball. Pretty clutch, but not late in the season. That was a bum. Bub Carrington, rookie, Nickel Alexander, Walker, Malik Beasley, and Buddy
those are
Hield.
some pretty big names. Like those are some pretty good names that played
82
every game.
games?
Yeah, those are some
Respect.
really. It's not like guys that just like checked in for like 2 minutes at the end of the game. Some of those guys are starters.
Hey,
So
some of those guys, did tip off and then fouled immediately. Mikal Bridges. That was crazy. He fouled the guy at half court and then walked off 6 seconds in.
why do you have to say that as I was just giving them props?
Hey, some do it like you, some do it like I'm talking about. So shout out to the 82 Game Club. Shout out to Rory McIlroy of Northern Ireland
Hey,
for
he is
winning
a
the
master.
Masters and completing their career Grand Slam to win all
That
4
sounds
major
so
events.
bad.
The
That sounds so bad.
Master.
Like, oh yeah. How long ago did that tournament start? What were you the master of?
Oh wow! What was happening? No. The Masters isn't 200 years old. All right. Yeah. So been trying. He won the other 3 majors and has been trying to
The
win the
Grand
Masters to
Slam.
complete the Grand Slam for the last 11 years or 14 years since
14.
2011,
Yeah.
and finally did it. He had the lead going into the last day, but he ended up going into overtime. Like he tied with another golfer, and they had to play a playoff hole. So that was Pretty
Man,
clutch.
Rory, took you 14 years. It only took me like 3 on PGA Tour 2022.
I won all 4 majors in the first 2 years of my career. Yes. Yeah, that was an emotional moment, and dope to see that completed. The 6th player ever to complete the Grand Slam, career Grand Slam. All right. Yeah, that's our show. Any other last sayings or thing you want to tell the people?
Man, just if you got a kid playing somewhere, do right by your kid. I believe that you should go out and get the money that you need. Get the money that you deserve, man. I'm not mad at the kids trying to get their money. But go about it a different way, maybe. You know. Unfortunate to see what some of these guys are going through right now in college sports because these guys, it's a privilege to play. Like you've been playing a sport your whole life. You also should be getting paid to do it because there's a lot of risk going into it, even in
There's a
college.
lot of
And,
money being made. You should
and
get your
oh
fair
my gosh,
share
that's
being
what I'm
the
saying.
engine that drives it.
I can't stand these people who are like, oh, why can't we go back? It's ruining college sports.
You're like, people are saying you should be happy with this expensive education when the education should be less expensive. It should be free, really.
It should be
but
free.
They're like, this imaginary expensive thing should be enough
Right.
for you, not the.
Right.
Don't worry about the billions of dollars the organization is making. Anyways, sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, just everybody be better. Everybody be better. And if you guys are having a good week, keep it going. If it's a bad week, it's not a bad life. If it's a bad day, it's not gonna be a bad week. You can turn that around. You know what I mean? It's the beginning of the week. Yeah, man. Be the light. Be the light that you guys want to see.
Hey man, my dog is tripping. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. For Forrest, I'm Lance. We'll see you guys next week. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace.